All right, I'm feeling pretty good. No, wait a minute. I've never felt pretty good. Well, actually, there was a couple times, but mostly I'm feeling really, really good. So a little Uncle Ted tuck you in bedtime story time on the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Hello, everybody. I just got in from killing another black buck with my bow and arrow, my trusty Matthews bow. It is nasty and humid and hot, but I went hunting anyway. And this old black buck came in that had a club foot going on. Can you see that black butt? Got a little shine of the light going on over on this side. What a beautiful black buck, huh? Let me tell you about the black buck animal. They're delicious. Venison. All wild game is considered venison. But I've hunted, I think, something like 9 days in a row, and this is the first shot I've had. Hallelujah. Well, this black buck antelope, we call him clubfoot. I've seen him a couple times. He never comes anywhere near my tank blind when I'm hunting. By the way, Aaron and everybody at Tank Blind, the greatest deer hunting, all-around hunting blind I've ever hunted out of in the last 70 years. Yes, I've been hunting for 70 years. I started in my diapers. And as bad as I go to the bathroom tonight, maybe I should get some more diapers, maybe a camouflage one. Maybe I should get an Olympic-sized down-filled comforter and a couple of really mean, savage people with Louisville sluggers. And anyhow, that's a whole nother story. But anyhow, this black buck finally showed up. We called him Clubfoot. I don't know if you can see, but his hooves, it behooved me. Can you see those hooves? He had a real hoof problem. And I had a shot at him last year when I saw these hooves splaying out and elongating, and I'm glad I shot him. I actually talked to a biologist buddy of mine. Thank you, Billy Buck, and thank you, Bob Bohannon. And I said, if clubfoot comes in, he has a really hard time walking because his hooves are so elongated that they're like walking on snowshoes or skis or some damn thing. So part of the conservation wise use, resource stewardship, environmental participation ethic is that when you see an animal that's suffering, you have to make a judgment call. Is that animal, none of them are comfortable because they live in the wilds out there in the freeze and the hot and the heat and in most areas where they scrounge for food. Not in my place because I give them this. What do I give them? I give them this. Big time. Killer stuff. I supplement, millions and millions of hunting families around the country, farmers and ranchers and just casual hunters that are not farmers and ranchers, just resource stewards, conservation, reverential participation in God's miraculous, perfect tooth, fang, and claw ballet. Tooth, fang, and claw ballet. But we determine when we live with the animals like we do, and we're out checking our traps every day and working the ranch and putting in food plots, the buck forage oats and the big tine food plots, I'm all sweaty. I'm sweaty Teddy. I did not go to the sweatshop today because I've already signed all of these. I did not sign hats today because I've signed them all. And the last of them are available at tednugent.com. Type in the keyword NUGE21, N-U-G-E 21, a ridiculous discount. You're getting all my money. The discount at tednugent.com, the keyword NUGE, N-U-G-E. Somebody put in N-U-G. That wouldn't be NUGE, that would be NUG. It's not NUG 21. It's NUGE, N-U-G-E. The U is long. The E makes it long. Barack. And I just had the most delicious dinner. Thank you, Shemaine. I love Shemaine. How about my wife, Shemaine? Is that not proof that I have something beneficial in life? Anyhow, so we ascertain if these animals are healthy or if they're crippled and they're going to get attacked and eaten by a predator because a predator eats them alive. That's how tooth, fang, and claw. You know the term tooth, fang, and claw, right? You know the song Tooth, Fang, and Claw? I don't know how it sounds in here. I don't even know if this is in tune, but... I ain't got time for make-believing. My time is short, but I'm here to stay. No politics will cure the grieving. So I choose my life and I choose it my way. Just like the wolf, I'm getting hungry. The law of the land, it is my will. And I ain't got time for staying angry. But I got the time to make a kill. I'm gonna live to fang and claw. I'm gonna live and I'll live my way. Watch me live to fang and claw. Watch me live an extra day. The red man walks on a sacred hillside. Black man runs through his Africa. But my daddy stalked the amber prairies. We all gotta live by nature's law. Watch me live. And I'm gonna live to fang and claw. I'm gonna live and I live it my way. Watch me live to fang and claw. Watch me live an extra day. Don't you worry about me, 'cause I can and I will survive. Run with the pack, baby, like the lone wolf I am alive. And like honest before, I can use my own two hands, use my own two hands. You better believe me, I can live off the land. Anyhow, it's impromptu. But anyhow, I ain't got time for make-believing. My time is short, but I'm here to stay. No politics will cure the grieving. I'll choose my life and I'll choose it my way. Watch me live, tooth, fang, and claw. That's nature, tooth, fang, and claw. There's no sweetness in nature. Well, when the fawns are born, the mothers are sweet for a week or maybe a couple months. But it's tooth, fang, and claw. It's kill or be killed. It's eat or be eaten. So when I see an animal in distress, the ethical thing to do is dispatch it. And old Clubfoot had a hard time walking. He's a mature, beautiful black buck. I mean, just a trophy, very difficult, challenging animal to get an arrow into because he's probably 5 years old. Look at that. It's from India. There's more black buck in Texas than there are in their homelands of India and Pakistan because Texas landowners started importing them along with Asian animals. I'm all greasy. I look good when I'm greasy, don't I? They started importing animals into Texas from Africa and Asia and Pakistan and India. Axis deer, aoudad from Africa, scimitar oryx. We got kudu. I mean, all kinds of African game running around in Texas. But mostly axis deer and black buck antelope were imported in the 1930s. And because Texans landowners, we own land. We got this unique thing in America called an experiment self-government. We actually have private property rights. It's unique to the globe. And these animals are a renewable resource. They have babies every year. It's a harvestable surplus. You kill them and grill them. It's so perfect. It's stupid. It's perfect stupid. It's like you'd be stupid not to know how perfect it is. So black buck antelope and scimitar horned oryx and axis and aoudad and all different type of sheep species and fallow deer and cyca deer, unbelievable diverse wildlife species are thriving in Texas because they're worth something. And when you own land, you can either grow agriculture, beef, or wool, or goats, or longhorn cattle. Or you don't grow that stuff and you grow wildlife like black buck antelope. So we have a thriving, expanding herd of black buck antelope all across Texas. They're beautiful, they're elusive and extremely challenging. So every hunt is fun, every hunt is sport, every hunt is meat, and every hunt is trophy. Even a woodchuck is a trophy to most of us. But when you get a beautiful, mature black buck like this, where you're actually getting them out of their misery, you're putting them out of their misery, he had a hard time getting around. In fact, the black buck, they're territorial, and like so many species are, and the strongest, what we call the Ted Nugent of the herd, they will kick ass on what is like, I don't want to disparage anybody, but the country guitar players of the herd, we just got to kick their ass. I love the country guitar players. Rich Eckert, one of the greatest guitar players in the world, plays for Toby Keith. A lot of killer guitar players, but I tease him because it's easy, because I don't like that music. But anyhow, I like Toby's music, and I like Rich's music. Am I clarifying? So anyhow, we kill the black buck antelope. So I put him out of his misery. I got a great TV show for the Ted Nugent Spirit of the Wild on Outdoor Channel 3 times a week since, 1990? We just did our 500th episode of Ted Nugent's Spirit of the Wild, where I have no script. I've never had a teleprompter. I've never done a take two. I just express myself based on my lifestyle, my beliefs, my experiences, my radar to know truth, logic, and common sense, which I have a funny feeling is why you people enjoy me celebrating and just spewing a rainbow, a diamond rainfall, falling diamonds of truth, logic, and common sense from the skies. Bright blue skies, but the diamond rain and the freedom rainbow shines even on clear blue skies and Uncle Ted's truth, logic, and common sense celebration of the American dream. Are you still with me? See, I get high because I shot a beautiful arrow. I was shooting my gold tip arrows and this unbelievable broadhead, the cheapest broadhead on the planet. There are broadheads now. In fact, I use some of them that are just ridiculously expensive. Where are they? I shoot the, and I'm not knocking them because you get what you pay for most of the time. But this new archery product broadhead called the Kill Zone is just awesome. I use them often, and they perform wonderful for me. We got a lot of venison because of the new archery products. And I don't know what these cost, but I think they're over $10 a piece per head. These are $3 or $4 a piece. An old-fashioned two-blade broadhead. I've killed so many animals with this inexpensive, cold steel bone saw. Plus, I like the name of it. It's a bone saw. Of course, I like the name of this, too. It's called the Kill Zone. You know, when I'm in the kill zone, I like to have a bone saw. My life is a bone sawing in a kill zone. So, my point is, I waited for like 2.5 hours, and it was muggy, and I was in this beautiful tank blind, and all of a sudden I go, oh my God, it's clubfoot. And you're like statuesque. I'm sitting there in the darkness of the blind. I got my face mask on, not because the lying piece of shit Fauci told me to, or maybe he told me not to. No, he told me not to at first, and then the lying piece of shit Fauci, the genocidal maniac Fauci, the soulless, demonic, bureaucrat punk-ass Fauci said, you don't need to wear a mask, but you need to wear a mask. You don't need to wear a mask, but you need 4. Hey, does this ring any bells? See how I weave in all the important stuff in just a story about killing a black buck? Yeah. You could take notes, but you'd get confused really quickly. So anyhow, old Clubfoot comes in, and I'm watching. I got the Spirit Wild TV camera, and I have to move my hands under the window so they don't see me moving. And I have this short sleeve shirt on so they see my Caucasian skin. Caucasian, it's not a privilege, it's a liability. When you're bow hunting and you want to be covered up, it's not white privilege, it's white difficulty. Now the black guys, they don't need to wear a face mask or cover up because they're already dark. I wish I was dark. Dark is cool. The black guys got a black privilege when they're bow hunting because they don't have to wear a mask because they're already shadowy. Us Caucasian goofballs, we have to wear masks, not because piece of shit Fauci says, but because we need to cover up that Caucasian glow. But anyhow, so I got that camera on, and I got it on Clubfoot, and he's over there eating some Big Pine super goo. And he's looking around, his head goes up and I don't move. And I got my Matthews and I got him on the camera and I zoom a little bit. And I see him on the camera so it'll look good on TV and he's got his ass to me. He's got his ass to me. I can't shoot. And then a deer comes by and he looks at the deer and moves a little bit. Oh, and he goes broadside. And all of a sudden, my whole life, right through the pump station. I mean, I disconnected the pumper-rooney. And he went, right there. I went about maybe 60 yards. It was awesome. So I disconnected a pump station on a beautiful black buck antelope. I kill him, I grill him. It's fun. It's so much fun. It's fun to shoot a good arrow. It's fun to sneak and find a place where you put your tank blind in the shadows of the big dump oak. And it's fun to put out big time feed. Maybe someone will come by and get that feed because there's no acorns this time of year. There's no crops this time of year. The buck forage oats food plots and the big time food plots are coming up, but they're vast and it's way out of bow range. So if you put a little supplement, since there's no acorns and there's no cornfields and there's no alfalfa, I put out some big time super goo. And here comes Clubfoot. Pow! Drilled him right through the pump station. And he went right there. So the back straps have landed, so I'm a happy, happy man. So big salute. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, and I said a minute ago, I'm not signing these anymore. I've signed the last of them. Get the last of them at a super discount. Super discount. I signed every one of them, thousands of them. You know when I play Tooth, Fang, and Claw? When I play a lot of my stuff, it's got a lot of that. You know, like Tooth, Fang goes, I live my life, Tooth, Fang, Claw. Well, by the way, Johnny Benagic, Johnny B, 73 years old today. A big happy birthday. I had a great talk with Johnny Benagic, the original drummer that turned me on to the super groove, the supreme groove authority, Johnny Benagic of Billy Lee and Rivieres, and then Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, and he played on my Shut Up and Jam album. Had a long talk with my old buddy. We first played together around 1960 at the Walled Lake Casino, and the opening band was a band called, well, my band was the opening band, the Lures. No, wait a minute. The band that opened was Gene Pitney, who had Town Without Pity, which Ronnie Montrose did a great instrumental. Are you all still with me? Ronnie Montrose, God rest his soul, the original Montrose, where Sammy Hagar came from with Bad Motor Scooter. Anyhow, Bad Motor Scooter, Ronnie Montrose played an instrumental version of Town Without Pity, which was first a big hit around 1961 or so with Gene Pitney. He opened up for the Walled Lake Casino, and then a new band from Detroit called Martha and the Vandellas. And I'm watching these guys. Gene Pitney was playing like pop music. I couldn't stand it. But great singer and great songs. And then Martha and the Vandellas. Everywhere around the world, there be fencing in the street. Don't forget the Motor City. What a song. And Van Halen did a great cover of Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas. But I saw them when they first started, opening up for my band at the Walled Lake Casino, my band, the Lures. Pete Prim, Tom Noel, John Finley, John Brake, and little greasy old little Teddy Nugent. Barack. And so I watched Gene Pitney and the Martha and the Vandellas. Everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing to a brand new beat. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. And then Van Halen covered that song, killer song, David Lee Roth and Michael and Alex and Eddie, God rest his soul, huh? Anyhow, I was talking about because I learned it from Johnny Benagic, who turned 73 today. One of the top revered drummers in the world. You might not hear his name with John Bonham and Cozy Powell and Carmine Appice and Mick Brown and KJ Knight and Jason Hartless and Johnny Kutz and Anton Fig and Steve Jordan and Cliff Davies. Dave Palmer, are you kidding me? The greatest drummers in the world at my side. Tommy Aldridge, Tommy Clefettos, are you kidding me? Gunnar Ross on Fred Bear. So anyhow, I was talking about and that's where I learned that, because Johnny Benagic, when he sits down at the drums, it sounds like there's 8 drummers and 6 tambourine players and 24 maracas. So I got the which is such a cool way to, that's where Stranglehold came from. I mean, think of all the chicka chicka chickas. By the way, people think I just go, no, it's a 9th chord. And by the way, did you notice? You probably didn't notice because it's so subtle. You think there's nothing subtle about Ted Nugent. It's like a tsunami, a bombardment, an A10 warthog of subtleties, nuances, some old nonsense, but mostly nuances. So anyhow, the Stranglehold thing, when I play I use my soft finger instead of the hard pick. The whole intro is with a hard pick. By the way, you hear all the cack, 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 cack. Don't play. God, I hate Caucasian versions of my songs. Ouch. Stupid. But when I play it, there's a huge black man in Detroit. What's the 9th chord? But see, when I'm doing that, I go from this part of the guitar next. Anyhow, this is fun, isn't it? A little musical history. You love music. If you're here at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, then you must love killer rhythm and blues, soul, rock and roll. I know you do. So I thought you might like an inside view of the motivation where I took the Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and the Ventures and Lonnie Mack and Dwayne Eddy. And I saw Jimmy McCarty. I have Jimmy McCarty's Fender Twin Reverb. Oh, here's an announcement. Oh, shit. We're going all over the place tonight, aren't we? But anyhow, it's brought to you by the Ted Nugent Autograph Come and Take It hat, which is available at tednugent.com. And the code is NUGE21, N-U-G-E 21. And also, you can... I don't think these are being discounted, but I think they're already inexpensive. This is just to scare the dirtbags. This is just to cause the fact checkers to get even dumber. Is it possible the fact checkers can get dumber or more dishonest? Who are these fact checkers? What do they crawl out from? They don't even crawl. They have to slither like snakes. Snakes to come out and somebody makes an opinion, go, fact check, that's mostly false. It's an opinion, you dirtball. What is fact checkers? Hey, fact checkers, check this shit. Just sit on this for about a week. Hey, fact check this. Fact check this. Well, it's mostly false. He's not running for president. Check it. Fact check. Of course I'm not running. Of course I'm not running. It's a joke. When it's mostly false. Shut the You see? Are we the only people that still have truth, logic, and common sense and a sense of humor? What a bunch of slithering snakes. They're not fact checkers, they're dirtball checkers. I saw a sun-baked turd on the highway here the other day, had more sense and more morals than the fact checkers. It was a sun-baked turd. It was going from like a deep gray, and the ends were more sunburned than the rest of the turd, so the ends were like getting white. And I could tell that that sun-baked turd on the side of the road, I think it was a raccoon turd, might have been a capybara. Do you not have fun with my ass or what? Boy, my ass has really provided a lot of fun over the years, especially when I wore a loincloth with nothing under it, and then the girls would look up there and just pat me on the buttocks. And I'd go, hey. We're going to go into more Ted Nugent rock and roll history. because you're not going to get it anywhere else, because when nobody else remembers what they were doing, I remember everything. So anyhow, where was I? Fact checkers and slithering snakes that have the morals of a sun-baked turd. We're going to go on the high road. Please, I know I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it all the time, because the truth, logic, and common sense and celebrating good people is timeless. This Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire is brought to you by Mike Lindell's amazing entrepreneurial battlefield. Please go to mypillow.com and type in the keyword spirit. I know you probably got some, but you got Father's Day coming up. Everybody buy their father a dog pillow from mypillow.com. Barack. Oh, that's some toxic gas. I maybe get a sun-baked turd and work on that. So go to mypillow.com and type in the key spirit. Linda, are you watching this? Linda's going, oy vey. My sister Kathy's watching it going, will he ever grow up? So anyhow, go to mypillow.com and type in the keyword spirit. Buy your dad one of these hats. Buy him 4 of them. They're super discount. TedNugent.com, key Nuge21. Or go to mypillow.com. My hair and the grease factor is just out of control. How are my eyebrows doing? Somebody said I should get those trimmed. No, I don't get them trimmed, because during a blizzard, my eyebrows come down and provide a force shield against blizzards. So go to mypillow.com and type in the key spirit and get another killer discount. Great Father's Day gift. And by the way, in my house, we celebrate Mother's Day every day. So go to mypillow.com and find some killer world-class products while you're giving a flaming pterodactyl middle finger to the cancel culture punks. Let's support Mike Lindell, because he's doing God's work out there. He's on the front lines for us, like I'm on the front lines for us. Truth, logic, and common sense on the end of a crowbar. So this is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, celebrating truth, logic, and common sense, the physics of spirituality. So that's the celebration. Johnny Banajic, the great drummer from Mitch Ryder, Detroit. We had a great conversation. He's a legend, one of the greatest gifted musicians, and just a funny guy. Plus, he likes to catch bass. How can you go wrong? In fact, Johnny Banajic played drums along with Wayne Kramer, my MC5 Motor City guitar buddy. Wayne Kramer, guitar, and Johnny Banajic on drums on Alice Cooper's new smash record called Detroit Muscle, which blows my mind, because before there was a Detroit Muscle by Alice Cooper, I had a song called Detroit Muscle with one of the greatest guitar licks in the history of sonic bombast. I mean, I've played it before, but just grasp this guitar lick. Now that's a Detroit Muscle guitar lick. Jump in my car, I got a fire-breathing Mopar. Detroit is a racetrack, yeah! Anyhow, it's a love song. Oh, here's the announcement. Today is, what is today? June 3? Is that what today is? God, I'm writing all these articles. Did you know that I write articles? Yeah, June 3. So today is June 3, and I'm on the phone with Michael Lutz. Smoking in the boys' room. Brownsville Station, the author of Smoking in the Boys' Room, that Motley Crue made a big hit out of. So Michael Lutz has been the co-producer with the Patalon Brothers and my incredible rhythm section, Jason Hartless. Jason, I love you. You are a son of a bitch. And Greg Smith, he's like a Motown Bob Babbitt meets James Jamerson. What a dog. The dream rhythm section of every guitar player. So with Jason Hartless on drums, Greg Smith on bass guitar, Michael Lutz and the Patalon Brothers, you ready? We're recording a new album. And it's wall-to-wall, stone-cold, grindmaster, mojo, mofo, Motor City, rhythm and blues, soul, rock and roll, high energy, fire breathing, real party music. Now, my parties don't include puking, drooling, stumbling, or dying. Because comfortably numb is actually uncomfortably dumb. So my party is all about piss and vinegar, vim and vigor, alive, spirit, attitude, Barack, good gas. Anyhow, we're going in the studio. I think the album's going to be called Ted Nugent, Handsome Devil. I got a picture here from Doug thinks, my manager, Doug Banker, he really thinks, how do we get this picture out of here? He really thinks that this should be the cover of our new record, that we're going in the barn. We're going to record the new record with killer gear. And if you listen to my last record, buy my last record. People go, when do you come out with new music? 2019, the music made me do it. Killer record. That was just a couple years ago. That's pretty new. And then the Chinese virus blundered into us. So where's the picture of me at the Ted Nugent greasy? Oh, there it is. Doug Banker thinks that this should be the album cover. Wait a minute, you dirtball. I'm obviously rocking my balls off on the 59 Les Paul. Or maybe he said this one. It looks like I'm creating pterodactyl and T-Rex breeding music. And look at there's like a price tag. I don't know if that's the cover or not. Got so many adorable pictures of me. I don't know. But anyhow, killer songs, killer new record. We're going to the studio. I suppose it'll be out this fall sometime. But Michael Lutz, the Brownsville Station Smoking in the Boys Room grind master, Andy and Tim, and certainly Jason Hartless on drums and Greg Smith on bass guitar. So the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire is brought to you by unlimited adventure, intellectual, spiritual comedy adventure, linguistic twisting, linguistic Northwest passages. I mentioned a pterodactyl earlier. They want to ban AR-15s, but I think we should ban pterodactyls. They have huge claws, swoop down to the children's playground. And since our government, our satanic government wants to put David Chipman in charge of the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, I think that John Wayne Gacy is in charge of the children's playground, according to that. I think Kamala Harris recommended him for the job. So certainly we should ban the pterodactyls because they have big claws, grab the children, fly off with them. Probably go to Hunter Biden's hacienda. Are you still with me? This is the intellectual, out-of-body, uncharted territory, stream of consciousness adventure that you only get at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. So thank you for your support. And thank you for all your comments. I wish I could... big hello from Nevada. That goes back. Shit Kickers. Yes, this is the official Shit Kicker middle finger merry-go-round. Only all of our animals on the Ted Nugent merry-go-round are alive, and we give you spurs as you mount them to go round and round and listen to my killer music. But that was a nice little lesson on Stranglehold. But anyhow, the music made me do it. So the last record had some of the best licks of my life. How do you not loves the blues. You gotta hear the blues. Take it into your soul. Tell me away like you do every day. I love rock and roll. I fantasize that brand new sound. That Les Paul guitar noise turn the world upside down. Oh yeah, the music made me do it. Not a damn thing I can do. Oh yeah, the music made me do it. Now I'm gonna do it to you. What's that second verse goes? It grabbed me by the balls when I heard the blues. Chuck Berry Bo did a little picture too. Oh yeah, the music made me do it. Not a damn thing I can do. I mean, I love this fucking music. How cool is that music? And how about Big Fun Dirty Groove now? Great title. Big Fun Dirty Groove Noise. So anyhow, the Spirit Campfire. Barack. Oh man, I gotta have that worked on. Maybe get a plumber. Anyhow, do you feel the love? Plus, is this fun or what? How can you not have fun with me? Somebody will go, he's racist. He's talking about sun-baked turds and stuff. He's racist. Really? So Happy Mother's Day is racist? Everything is racist. I had grilled pheasant for dinner tonight. Is that racist? Barack. Anyhow, God bless everybody. We're going to keep in touch here. Today's the 3rd. So what is Father's Day? Well, around my house, every day is Father's Day. My children love me so much, they can hardly stand it. So Father's Day, I guess, is this Sunday? The 6th, really? Is that it? So today's the 3rd, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow or Saturday or Father's Day for sure. But anyhow, thank you for celebrating the Spirit Campfires and Truth, Logic, and Common Sense with a huge, giant explosion of humor. Isn't this what we need in this ugly world where we have the enemy in the White House and they violate the oath to the Constitution every day, but the U.S. Marshals and the FBI are not arresting them? Why aren't the U.S. Marshals and the FBI arresting the treasonous oath violators in our government? Why aren't they doing that? Why are the leaders of our military claiming that if you're patriotic, you're a white supremacist? What has happened? What are these people like? Are they aliens? Are they just satanic cultists? How anti-human, anti-American can you get to be in position of authority in the United States military and claim that patriotic men and women are white supremacists? By the way, you know how much white supremacist is going on out there? None. Never seen it. Inconsequential. Meaningless. There is no systemic racism. There's none. Except in Black Lives Matter. They're racist because they focus on color of skin, not content of character. So if you have a color indicator in your organization, that would be racist. Everybody knows that, except the racists. But welcome to the Ted Nugent Campfire, because no colors matter. No colors matter at the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Content of character, spirit, goodwill, decency, work ethic, conscientious, accountable, responsible behavior. in spite of all the silly humor. But that's how we conduct ourselves. That's how all the best people in the world conduct themselves. By the way, all the best people in the world, New Zealand, Australia, all across Canada, I love you people. Because the shit kicker instinct is in all humans. Some of it abandon it and then just sock people indiscriminately on the streets of New York. Okay, so positive spirit, positive attitude by spotlighting the cockroaches. I'll leave you with the battle cry for America. Call your mayor, your senator, your congressman, and your governor. Tell them that you know for a fact that there is no systemic racism, except in our schools where they're teaching critical race theory, claiming that color matters. In schools? Sounds like Goebbels' propaganda ministry at work there. Doesn't it sound like that to you? Sounds like that to me. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get it more into detail, but this was mostly a fun spirit campfire. I'm a fun guy. You know, my middle name should be Fun. Big, fun, dirty groove Ted. At the Spirit Campfire, brought to you by MyPillow.com. Type in the keyword spirit. Buy a bunch of shit from Mike. For Father's Day, every day. Just tell your mom you love her. Tell your brother, your sister, your coworkers, your people at church and school. Just buy them a MyPillow dog pillow. Just to tell Target and H-E-B and Kroger and Delta and Disney and Coca-Cola and Bed Bath & Beyond to kiss our ass. That we like Mike Lindell. We think American citizens not only have a right to ask questions, we have a moral and patriotic obligation to ask questions. And these punks in government have the equal obligation to answer our questions. And instead, they try to destroy you if you ask them questions. This planet of the cuckoo's nest out there. So God bless you all. God bless America. God bless the military and their families. We need warriors. We need sheepdogs to protect the sheep from the wolves. And God bless the heroes of law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders. They are the heartbeat of quality of life. You can't have quality of life if you don't have the warriors of the military crush evil. If you don't have law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders confront that evil in dangerous conditions to make safe streets and neighborhoods. Thank you. Thank you, frontliners. And thank you, Mike Lindell. And thank you, Linda. And thank you, Doug. And thank you, Shemaine. Thank you, Happy Sadie and Coco. And thank you, Bird Steve down there in Naples, Florida. Hey, Steve, how's this bird sound? Send me a text. I can't even tell. But anyhow, Shemaine got me working on this. I think it's working on Facebook Live and YouTube. I'm like this techno wizard. Except I don't censor you. A lot of the techno wizards believe in censorship, fact-checking. How'd you like to meet one of these fact-checkers someday on the street? He's got a sign on it that says, I'm one of those fact-checkers. We can introduce him to Mr. Truth, Logic, and Common Sense. God bless you all. God bless America. I'm getting out of here. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. And freedom at all costs. We need to get our freedom back. Our government thugs are taking it. Call your elected employees and tell them that to elect David Chipman, to put David Chipman in charge of our guns is like putting Jeffrey Dahmer in charge of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. I love Truth, Logic, and Common Sense. See you guys. Godspeed. How do I do this? I guess I end it by going, adios, mofo!